Okay, before we can find circumference and area of a circle, we need to know a few key terms about a circle. So when I have the center of a circle and the line going from the center to the edge, what is that called?
Circle.
Begins with an R.
Radius.
Radius.
I remember radius.
And when it goes all the way across a circle, that is your diameter. So you will see it as R or D. Okay, so radius is halfway across, diameter is all the way across.
What's the D right there again?
Because that's how they'll label it.
Oh.
So when we're finding circumference, there are two different formulas that you can use. You can either use 2 pi r or pi times diameter, depending on what you're given. If you're given the diameter, there's no point in using 2 pi r. If you're given the radius, you're not going to use pi times diameter. So it's going to depend on what you are given in the problem as to what formula you will use. On your calculators, there is a pi button, but for today, you need to know that pi is equal to 3.14. You're not going to be able to actually use the pi button today. You're going to have to use the 3.14.
So you do like the number times 3.14.
Mm-hmm.
That's why March 14th.
Yep, March 14th. That's why we celebrated Pi Day last week.
Last weekend?
It was last Tuesday. So let's say I have a circle, and I'm told that this is 4, and they want me to find the circumference. So which formula am I going to use? 2 pi r. So I'm going to take 2 times 3.14 times my radius, which is 4. So on your calculator, 2 times 3.14 times 4. And what do you get when you multiply that all out? 25.12. If you're solving these and you do not get that answer, raise your hand and Ms. Prano can come help you.
That's 27.2. Oh, I correct the one, that's fine.
I was ready to hit ya.
Hey.
Hey, what about if I have a circle and they tell me this is 16?
You're blind.
What am I going to do if I want to find circumference?
You have to, the diameter.
So I'm taking 3.14 times 16 because I'm given the diameter. What was it? 50.24. Okay, so if it's halfway across, you're going to take 2 times pi times your radius. If it's all the way across, you're going to take pi times diameter. Okay? What about if they just tell you to find circumference if the radius is 6. So now they're not giving me a picture, they're just telling me to find the circumference, but they are giving me what the radius is equal to. So I'm going to do 2 times pi times r, because radius, I need to use the 2 pi r formula. Okay, so 2 times 3.14 times my 6. And 37.68. Questions on circumference? What don't you get, Caden? What don't you get?
I didn't hear what you said.
About what?
How to do the pi circumference radius.
Well, they're already telling you what the radius is, right? So you gotta figure out, am I using 2 pi r or pi times diameter? If I'm given radius.
You're doing 2 pi times r.
So that's what I did there. I just took 2 times 3.14 times 6. It's the same type of problem, they're just not giving me a picture this time. Get it?
I
Okay.
just did pi times 12,
Yep.
because I just, when I got double.
Okay. Let's look at area. So when you're finding area of a circle, the formula you're going to use is A equal to pi r squared. So this one you have to be careful because it still involves a 2, but you have to remember what radius squared is, which remember that is pi times radius times radius. Whether you remember this one or this one, it's the exact same thing. The square sometimes confuses people, so some people like to think of it as radius times radius and then times your pi.
Radius 2 times.
So let's look at this circle, and this is 5. And I'm asking for the area.
2 times 5.
Careful. We're doing area now. So we're using one of these formulas. What was it? 5 times 5 times pi, which is my 3.14. So what do you get for that?
78.5.
78.5. What about this one? Given a circle, that is 2. And I want to find area.
Ooh.
So 2 times 2 times 3.14,
Stop thinking all these answers.
12.56. What about a circle, and this is 6?
Ooh, I know what it is.
Yeah.
You do what? Okay, when I'm given the diameter, I can only use the radius to find area. So I have to take my diameter and cut that in half. So what's half of 6? 3. So my radius is 3. Now I can find the area. So now I can take 3 times 3 times 3.14. 28.26. So if given the diameter, you have to cut it in half first, then times it by itself. I got one more. Find the area if diameter is 10 inches. No. So I'm given diameter. So it'd be 5 times 5 times 3.14, which we did up above, and we got 78.5. Now, whenever you are talking about area, make sure when you label, this one has inches
Oh, you just have to get half of it?
n squared. Yep, we had to get half of it. Make sure you don't forget that little 2 when you are labeling for area. Circumference will not have that 2. Circumference is like perimeter of a circle.
Next time you don't get to stay on the
Okay?
Questions is,
It's a little bit. It's the front and back.